What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I performed a video not too long ago about how Black Democrats were tired of Tiffany Henyard. That video included Kiana Belcher and Roland Martin. But in this case, I want to talk about a guy I have come to like a lot, Mr. Paul Roberts. Now, Mr. Paul Roberts is a lifetime Democrat, and he's very vocal about Tiffany Henyard being the supervisor of Thornton Township. If you don't know who he is, you've probably seen him at many of the meetings, and here is who he is.
I don't know where to begin. All I ask is for meaningful dialogue between the residents.
So we can get down and back to that.
I've been asking since December for a 15-minute private conversation with Robert to discuss the advertising budget and the deficit. And yes, I believe both of them are real. I believe that currently we're in a deficit. The budget shows on page 29 that the township claims its revenue $6.5 million in grants received this past year. And I'm asking for the township clerk to post receipts of those grants on the township website so that we can see them. Without receipt of those grants, the township would definitely be in deficit. This year's budget asks for, or assumes $1 million grant to the Road and Bridge Fund, a $5 million grant to the General Fund. The residents would appreciate receipt of those grants when they come, so we don't have to get into heated arguments like this. I guess if there's one thing that the press wants to take from this comment, it's taxation without representation is tyranny. I wish that other people had asked during budget comments about what I think is the advertising budget. It shows up as photography and printing. Last year, $3,800 was budgeted for that purpose. The township spent $178,000. Wow. This year, in the proposed budget, photography and printing goes up to $287,000. How many of those will be billboards, and how many will be flyers or supervisors' pictures?
Now, Mr. Paul Roberts, as popular as he is, one of the things about him personally is he is married, okay? But not to who you think. He is married to a black woman, a black woman much younger than him, okay? So he has no reasons to not want to see her be successful. His wife is black. He seems to me as a man that, you know, he has like a lot of black friends, black stepchildren. Seems he's involved in a lot of things black. So this is not a whole thing about any level of racism. He's calling it how he sees it, right? But he's tired of her stuff. I want you to read the scathing letter. We're gonna read the scathing letter that he wrote to the governor. Okay, let's read it. Part of it. Dear Governor Pritzker or Ann Caprera, Chief of Staff, I reside in Lansing, Illinois. I reside in Lansing, Illinois, within Thornton Township. For the last year, I have spent a good portion of my time watching Tiffany Henyard, the township's unqualified supervisor and mayor of Dolton, Illinois. I will assume that you are aware of many of her crimes. Let's look at them. Misappropriation of funds, obstruction of justice regarding alleged murders by our police force, commingling of funds between Dolton and Thornton Township, locking residents and trustees out of Village Hall, denying the press and the public entry to township board meetings, using public funds for campaign materials, hiding financial records and proposed budgets. The large number of lawsuits against the supermayor, the Village of Dolton, and Thornton Township and resulting judgments or settlements are a huge strain on resources, yet the public and the trustees remain in the dark as to the amounts of the deficits. I will assume that you are aware that the Village of Dolton no longer makes payments for their employees' health insurance or pension funds. So now the supermayor looks toward the township to fund an increasing number of parties in an attempt to distract the gullible. She prevents trustees in Dolton and Thornton Township from placing any items on board meeting agendas. I'll be happy to clarify any questions you have about crimes she is alleged to have committed. However, that is the purpose of the letter. But I want to go down to, all right, the part about the Democratic Party. He's pissed off. Yes, it appears that Tiffany Henyard is enjoying the protection from the Democratic Party of Illinois. She brags that she was elected with 82% of the vote, which was her winning percentage in Dolton's 2021 general election. The Democratic primary was a very close race between Tiffany, the 10% and 15% registered voters. This means that Tiffany's campaign does not have to buy very many voters with gas giveaways, parties, bodies of folks, new TVs, and appliances bingo prizes. Many of us feel that when these powerful members of the Democratic Party in Illinois initially supported Tiffany Henyard, they had no idea how brazen her corruption would become. Governor Pritzker is the reason for the lack of a state investigation into Tiffany Henyard. The fear that such press covering her, you notice that the most common question from those learning about her for the first time is, how in the world is she still in office? Now, I'm going to go back to the bottom of it. We will appreciate your answer to the most common question. Why is Tiffany Henyard still in office? We would appreciate help with some level of county or state law enforcement against a criminal organization that controls the governments in Dolton and Thornton Township. But to be honestly, we do not realistically expect more than talk from the government's office. It would be great to have our expectations exceeded, but it is more important that you provide an answer to our question within the next 7 days before the Democratic National Convention comes to our area. I have contacts at the Lansing Journal, WGN-TV, and NBC5 who will publish your response or lack thereof. Sincerely, Paul Roberts, disappointed Democrat. Mr. Roberts, I respectfully appreciate this letter, but unfortunately, you have fallen on bad times within the Democratic Party. Because see, the DNC, as you have found out, they do not care about poorer communities like Dolton and certain parts of Thornton Township. But they're also not going to come out and punish, quote unquote, a strong black woman who is a single mother because they don't want to be seen as racist. They're not going to do that because that's a loophole of unaccountability that she can use, and she knows she's going to use it, so none of them want to be looked at as racist. Sorry, it's not going to happen. And protecting people like that is not only what the Democratic Party does in Illinois, it does it in many states. Look at what Fannie Willis went through. That was a Republican white lady who did that, had an affair using state funds to fund her boyfriend. She'd be out of there by far. We all know that. But that's not going to happen when you have that in black Democratic strongholds. Okay? And this is why nationally people are going to say we're better off voting for Trump or anybody who's not a Democrat. You guys don't really think so. I get it. But that's how a lot of people think. Look at the migrant crisis coming to Chicago. You want to tell me that people care? They don't. All right? And they're going to continue to screw people. And now, the thing with the situation with Tiffany Henyard, if she would have never become the supervisor, that would have been different. But now you're risking leadership with somebody like her becoming the supervisor. That's where the problem is. And a lot of folks never expected that somebody so corrupt would ever be their supervisor. But it's affecting everyone. And guys, you're going to see this happen more often. It's part of the plan. And Democrats are going to continue to become more disappointed. If the migrant crisis didn't make y'all disappointed, damn it, I don't know what won't make you disappointed. You're going to continue to be disappointed. And Tiffany, while you out here playing around, they can only protect you for so long, boo. Because these nice people, especially non-black Democrats, somebody gonna listen to him one day, and your ass is gonna be out of there. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with an episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all you just heard the bell. We're out.